Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today, we will be previewing Tottenham Hotspur's next match in the Premier League as they take on bottom of the Premier League table, Leicester City, at home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the 8th round of the Premier League 2022-2023 season. This match will be on September 17th, 2022, which is Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time. It will be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The main referee for this match will be Simon Hooper, and you can watch this match in the US on NBC, NBCSports.com, or Universo. Let's move into recent form now, starting with Tottenham Hotspur, who played their last match in the UEFA Champions League and finally had a first loss of the season and a first loss since April 16th as they fell to Portuguese giants Sporting CP with 2 goals after the 90th minute. A largely poor performance from Tottenham Hotspur, especially attacking-wise, gave the Portuguese team hope, and in the 90th minute, Paulinho gave Sporting the lead, followed by another goal from substitute Arthur in the 90-plus 3rd minute. As for Leicester City, they are not in any European competitions, so their last match was on the 4th of September as they fell to Brighton and Hove Albion away from home 5-2, with Iheanacho and Daka scoring for Leicester, and Brighton getting goals from a Thomas own goal, 2 from Alistair, Trossard, and Caicedo to do the final blow on Leicester City, finishing off what was a very, very poor start to the Premier League, a very poor first month of the Premier League 2022-2023 season for Leicester City.
Now moving on to team news. For Spurs, Lucas Moura is the only one injured with an Achilles tendon injury. For Leicester City, Dennis Pratt is doubtful with a foot injury. Ricardo Pereira is also out with the Achilles tendon injury, just like Lucas Moura. And Ryan Bertrand is out with the knee injury. Now moving on to projected lineups. Of course, we have Lloris in goal. And then our 3 defenders, Romero, Dyer, and Clement Lenglet. And our wingbacks will be Matt Doherty and Ivan Perisic. Switching it up, Emerson out, Matt Doherty in. 2 midfielders, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Rodrigo Bentancur. And our 3 up top, Richarlison, Kane, and Kulusevski. So now, the stuff behind this projected lineup, back 3, I think we didn't do too well with Lenglet not starting against Sporting.
We also have a 100% win record when Lenglet's in the starting lineup.
Lenglet has been so good this season.
He's only played twice for us.
Yeah, we saw it especially against Fulham. I think he should definitely start this match. Same thing with Emerson out for Doherty. I think Doherty needs to come in. Emerson needs a break. He's been playing games consistently, and we saw him against Sporting. He did not play well.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit better. I get where Conte's coming from, why he backs him so much, but I just don't see why you wouldn't take Emerson off in that game because he looked fried. He looked so tired in that game. And you've got Jed Spence on the bench. You've got Matt Doherty. Just bring one of them on at least instead of just leaving a half-dead Emerson Royale to just roam around the pitch because he's really the reason that we conceded the second one. He was very, very lackadaisical in his defending for the second one where he just got easily nutmegged. As for Perisic, I think I'll keep his spot. Sessegnon's really the only other option. But we've had, 4 days of rest?
Yeah, only 4 days of rest, yeah. I don't think Sessegnon's going to come in. I think Perisic has just been doing too well recently. As for our 2 center midfielders, Højbjerg and Bentancur, that's pretty much always going to stay the same. Except maybe for some rotation if they get tired during like a midweek game, if we only get 3 days of rest or something. But they've just been so consistent throughout this entire season. I know we've said that every video, but
it's
you
true.
have to give it out to them.
That's the problem. It's true. You have to say every video because it's so true. Højbjerg and Bentancur have just been absolute rocks in midfield. They didn't have the greatest performance against Sporting, but you know
they were probably the best out of the bad bunch.
Yeah, the best section of our team. We also have Oliver Skip. never forget about him. He's still, barely coming back from injury, so he'll be slowly phased into the team. Maybe he'll get 15 minutes against Leicester if we have a solid lead. I definitely see that happening because Conte loves to skip.
Also, I see Son being dropped because of his poor performances recently. Possibly he's just been overworked. I'm not sure. We don't know what's behind this.
I'm sure he'll come back. It's Son. But we're going to bring in Dejan Kulusevski, who has impressed in both of his appearances in the Champions League in the last substitute Champions League appearances in the last 2 games, because he's basically changed the game.
Yeah. In Sporting, he had this one against Sporting.
He had a lot of runs.
Yeah, he had a couple of really good runs. But I feel like after that he was a bit quiet, but still, he made an impact. He definitely did.
And then against Marseille, Dejan Kulusevski is really the biggest reason why we scored. Even though Son helped get the red card, Dejan Kulusevski's just ability to just draw defenders towards him, then break away. His physicality, it makes it so easy to get past that wing back and at least put a cross in where Kane can get on the hang of it. I think one of our goals came from a cross that was cleared. Kulusevski put a cross in. It was cleared by a Marseille defender, and then Perisic puts it back in. So that's like indirectly from Kulusevski. And then, of course, against Sporting, no goals, but he definitely changed the game. And our best player, except for Lloris, best outfield player.
Yeah, but definitely best outfield player. He was better than any attacker, even though all the other attackers were on for the full match, and Kulusevski was only on for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, barely.
Barely 15 minutes. And Kulusevski made more of an impact than them. Maybe Richarlison made more of an impact than Kulu, but he did really well.
He was on the whole game as well. Yeah. Richarlison, he's going to start. He got 2 goals in the first game against Marseille, so I don't see him not starting.
He was our brightest starting
exactly.
attacker against Sporting as well.
Yeah.
Not saying that he was good, but our brightest
He
attacker.
wanted to make something happen, unlike Harry Kane and Heung-min Son,
Son.
because they just kind of died that game. Let's look at our head-to-head against Leicester, starting with our most recent result against Leicester, which was a 3-1 victory over Leicester City at home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. A goal from Kane and a double from Son, matched by a late goal from Iheanacho, gave Tottenham all 3 points. Before that, the very famous win over Leicester, where Tottenham were trailing 2-1 in the 90-plus 4th minute. Steven Bergwijn comes, gets 1 goal, goes back to the center line. Højbjerg intercepts a ball, gives it to Kane, who gives it to Bergwijn, and he makes it 3-2 in the 90-plus 7th minute. Steven Bergwijn's no longer with Tottenham Hotspur. He's actually at Ajax now, but still, that was a crazy moment. And then, of course, the one before that, the final day, was where Bale scored his last goals for Tottenham, an 87th and a 90-plus 6th double to ensure a last day victory for Tottenham Hotspur. What's your score prediction?
Score prediction, I'm going to say 2-0 Spurs. This is a must-win game for Spurs. We have to win this game. This is probably going to be one of our easiest games. We cannot underestimate Leicester City. They were great last season, and a random game, they can randomly just pop back in form. We've seen that from them before, and just from any team. They can always. And I feel like it's just always against Spurs.
Yeah.
They're like, Spurs. Yeah.
So, right now, as the table looks, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win as well. But right now, as the table looks, Arsenal are not going to play this match week as their game was postponed due to the Queen's funeral. Man City will play away at Wolves, and we know Wolves versus Man City is like one of those random voodoo fixtures. So if either Man City win by 1 goal and Tottenham win by 9 goals against Leicester City, we could go top over the international break. Or Man City lose or draw and Tottenham win. Either way, Tottenham have to win. But that's how the situation is for us to get first place over the international break, which really doesn't mean anything, but number 1's a nice number. But that is it for our match preview. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you enjoy our content. Comment down below what your score prediction is. And until next time.
Come on, you Spurs!